Boston trails by 2. It's been a battle all night, and for many in this building, this feels like the end. But Leroy and Cerrone, they've been here before. Leroy lurking, eyes locked in, and he pulls it loose. He's got the steal with 5 seconds left. He looks up, finds Cerrone. Cerrone catches, steps into it. A 3 for the win. He hit it. Cerrone from downtown. Leroy to Cerrone. They have done it again. They've done it again.
Once again, we are back. It's your boy Leroy. He is Cerrone Battle. We got George behind the glass on the ones and twos. How y'all doing out there? Hit us up. Y'all know the number, 617-779-0985. We're going to have a lot of fun. We got a lot to talk about. Cerrone, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying my Saturday. Got out a little bit. Enjoyed the weather a little bit. I'm chilling.
Can I ruin your day?
What's that?
How you enjoying NCAA?
Oh, this guy. We're on to 2026. My recruiting class is strong.
Yeah.
I'm bowl eligible now, but other than that, I'm good. It was tough for a minute, but I had to get back to the basics. So we good.
Right,
the Gators will rise again.
So for those who don't know what we're talking about, we're in a league, video game league for NCAA football. I lost too, so I can't really talk any trash.
I got 4 L's, man. Ain't but 10, 12 games. 4 L's in the SEC. I'm done.
Oh, my God.
I think I'm going to the Liberty Bowl, though. I think right now I'm projected to go to the Liberty Bowl.
Yeah, they need to cut all that stuff out. There's something wrong with that game, but that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. Listen, first and foremost, I just want to say thank you to everybody who shows us support and love, not just by calling in, not just by speaking kind words if you just so happen to run into us on the streets, but social media too. It's been really, really nice. Thank you. Of course, we get the trolls and the haters and all that good stuff. But hey, you're really not doing anything if you're not getting any hate. That's the way I look at it. It's the same thing. You don't want to be too. You don't want to be loved by everybody. Just put it like that. Before we get started, y'all know the deal. We do the music of the day. Let's see. Okay, so today's music is dedicated to a group that came together in 1988. One whose impact on hip-hop and music as a whole is undeniable. In 2023, this trio lost one of their own. And now, as of yesterday, November 21st, 2025, they dropped their newest album, Cabin in the Sky. Today's music is dedicated to De La Soul. Turn it up, George. We used to be on the school bus cutting up to this. It was no party like a school bus party.
No, good times.
We used to get down on the bus. I'm talking about, I'm partying.
Be mad when you get to school.
Don't let it be the last few days of school before summer vacation.
Yeah, there's really nothing them on, and you get them 80-degree days that kicking in. You got all the windows down.
Oh my God, bus driver had to be cool though. Bus driver had to be cool, and at that time, I'm gonna take us all way back. There was a station called WILD, legendary station. Man, they had that turned up and we were rocking out. And De La Soul was a part of that for sure. Absolutely.
Man, I used to go to, shout out to everybody, Jackson Man over there in Brighton. We used to take the bus, go to Jackson Man, and to get to Brighton, the bus would leave Dorchester, get on 93, and then get on the Mass Pike to go down to Brighton. This is pre-Big Dig. Man, coming home from school, like you said, the warm days at the end of the year, we'd be sitting in traffic, man, on the Mass Pike by Fenway all the way around, windows down, cutting up.
No AC.
Throwing papers, balled up papers at cars in traffic. Good times, man. Good times. It used to take like an hour and a half to get home on the bus back then.
We're going to show the young people a lot of love today. But I'm saying that because I'm about to say you young whippersnappers have no idea what it was like to be on a school bus with no AC. And the only thing that was on the bus was that little fan by the bus driver.
That
was it. You had to pinch them two buttons.
Slide the window down.
It would jack your fingers up just to get hot air to flow. Not even cool air.
And if you was in traffic, you got no flow.
Oh, my God.
Man, real quick, the bus be turned up the first 15 minutes. After about 45 minutes, the whole bus is asleep because we have no heat. No air.
No air. Floor all wet from sweat. Like a thin layer. You like, who?
Some kid drooling on the window because he's just unconscious.
And you know what? If I could turn back the hands of time, I would do it. I would do it all over again.
Get home and still be dark.
Oh, by the way.
And our parents weren't there to pick us up either.
Okay,
you just got off and went home.
So like you said, you get home, especially, during the fall and winter, and you get home and it was dark. And of course, people, we're going to talk about sports. 617-779-0985. And this has a lot to do with sports. Cerrone, I shared with you, and I encourage everybody out there who is listening, there is a 12-minute documentary about the Pats uniforms, the new ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And part of what they did, which I thought was so cool, they call it, I believe the color of the jersey, they call it storm blue. Was that it? Storm
I think
blue?
something like that, yeah.
And if you watch it, they took a lot of pictures. They do this thing called mood boards, where when you're in design, I'm not a designer, never have been. So I was learning this too at the same time. But they put up a lot of pictures that represented New England. And what I noticed in it is that when they put up the pictures that had that storm look, that bluish purple sky is nostalgic to me, because that's the color of the sky, Cerrone, where we would get off the bus
this time of year,
4:35, 5:30, and it just had that. It wasn't dark, but it was like the blue sky was trying to hold on, but the sun is going down, and now it has this purplish look. Man, they took me back. But again, I encourage you all, go check out that mini documentary. All you got to do is look it up on YouTube. Just put it in and check it out. I thought the uniforms looked great.
Yeah. Watching the documentary really made me say, all right, I think I'm going to go get one. I think I'm going to pick one up.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, but when you see all that went into it, I think is really cool.
Do you think we like the uniform because they're winning? This is just random. We only got 3 minutes, but do you
absolutely
think okay? So if they were losing,
plays a huge part into why we like certain uniforms. No one rocks a bad team's uniform, and it's not people say we shouldn't get rid of the Celtics and Lakers uniforms because they're classics. They're classics because they were winning. No one says let's keep the 1982 Houston Rockets uniforms. Nobody wanted them things because they sucked. It's just winning makes you buy the jerseys. No one rocked a Sixers jersey my whole life until Iverson got there and got to the finals.
That's true.
And now that Iverson jersey is the one that they're wearing as their main throwback now in Philly. Winning Yankees pinstripes. No, don't mess with it. Why? Because they won a couple dozen World Series. So it's winning plays a huge part in the uniforms. And it's a reason why we love certain Patriot uniforms and want them to bring back certain ones. They mention that in the documentary there. But it brings you back to the good times and the winning. If they were 2-9, we'd be throwing them uniforms right in the trash.
These suck. Who came up with this stupid idea? These suck.
Storm blue.
Right. We should storm the field. Like that type of attitude. People are stupid. They're so dumb. Again,
but yes, winning plays a huge part into it.
Yes. Check that documentary out. Even the numbers. They were talking about the numbers. If you remember the Patriots back in the 90s, Drew Bledsoe, the print of the numbers, the names, they paid homage to that in the new uniform. Things like that I find so interesting. So if you find things like that interesting, again, go and check it out, okay? All right, now listen, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we got to talk about the current New England Patriots wearing them beautiful uniforms that they're going to put up for a little bit. But Cerrone, it's like people are fearful to give them their props and to show them some love. We got to discuss that, talk about that next. Once again, the number is 617-779-0985. I'm Leroy Irvin. He is Cerrone Battle. It's 9 Day 5, the Sports Hub.
More Leroy Irvin and Cerrone. Taking your calls, giving hot takes. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
A lot of discussion this week about the strength of schedule for the New England Patriots, which by all analytics or math is an easy schedule. There's just no way around it. You want to use record, you want to use DVOA, whatever it is you want to use, you're going to end up reaching a factual conclusion that the Patriots have an easy schedule. Now, this upsets a number of people. Even just discussing this makes some people very angry. They've called us this week. They've been very upset about it. They don't like it. Yeah. They don't like that kind of discussion that it's an easy schedule. You can only play the teams you play on the schedule. But
so, is that like raining on their parade then?
I think so. I think they feel it's a slight to just admit that it's a schedule. That's an easy one.
Welcome back. The stakes are truly high. You like that? If you know hip-hop, if you know De La Soul, you know what I just did right there. It is the Leroy and Cerrone Show, 985 The Sports Hub, 617-779-0985. That was Bert Breer and Mark Bertrand going back and forth on the Zolak and Bertrand Show. Y'all know the deal. They're on every single day, 10 to 2. Every single weekday, 10 to 2. Make sure you check them out. Cerrone, how do you feel about people who are holding back from going all in on the Pats because of who they've played so far?
It's just a reminder. They're just letting me know the Patriots are truly back. It's been an argument we heard for 20 years. Well, because Brady's in the AFC East. That's why. It's the only reason he's winning.
We did hear that a lot. Yep.
You heard it every year. Well, if he was in the AFC North, he wouldn't be dominant. It's like, he hasn't lost to the Bengals and Steelers in his life. What do you mean it'd be hard? It'd probably be easy. Only teams beating them were the Dolphins and the Jets. But anyway, it's something you always hear. And look, I understand the schedule. Yeah, the schedule's easy. For the most part, it's been easy. But a lot of those teams, we're counting the L's on their records, and we'll look at that team is under 500. So yeah, because they played the Patriots. A lot of those teams got their L's because they played the Patriots. The Buffalo Bills schedule is 95% exactly the same. Outside of they play Kansas City and one other game that I think they're going to play different. I think each team in the division plays a couple games here and there that are different, but for the most part, you play the same schedule. The Bills, the Dolphins, the Jets played the NFC North. They played the same schedule and didn't get the same results. They played the AFC North. They're not getting the same results. The Patriots aren't falling into the traps, losing to a bad Houston team. And here's the thing that gets me mad. And we saw it Thursday night. When the Bills got beat down by the Rockets, the Texans, nobody said the Texans suck. What'd you hear? Oh, that's the best defense I've seen all year. It was oh my God, that team can make a run. It's like, no, they suck. They ain't making no run, man. They just ran over the Bills. The Bills made them look that good. The Bills haven't been able to stop the run all season. Tampa Bay ran on them last week, and the Texans did the same thing. Texans got a good defense. Yeah, they're number one, whatever. And they get after the quarterback. Those guys look athletic. But there's a reason they got the L's they do have. They're not a good football team. And if you're saying, well, the Bills played a bad team but with a good defense, well, you can go down the list. The Cleveland Browns have a good defense, probably defensive player of the year and a Hall of Fame defensive end who got to Drake May 5 times. That's one of the best defenses in football. Atlanta had one of the top pass defenses in football. They've played bad teams, but there's been teams they've played that have been good at a particular area. Just the same way we gave the Bills a pass for losing to the Texans. Mm-hmm. The Patriots have played good defenses, and we kind of hold that against them. But look, the overall thing is this. The reason the Patriots schedule looks the way it is because those teams don't hold up their end of the bargain. Those teams suck because they couldn't keep it together. They couldn't sustain winning. They couldn't stack up wins. You knew the schedule in August. What are you using it against them for now? You knew. You knew back then that you didn't have this team winning 14 games.
Right, and ask a Patriot fan what they had the record for the Patriots being. Nobody
had them this high.
At this point, no one had them being 9.
Right, this is where they're at now is where everybody had their totals. People said it'd be a good year if they can get the 9 or 10 wins. Now, you were sitting here like, man, they might not lose the rest of the schedule. But it's Atlanta didn't hold up their end of the bargain. Tampa didn't stay healthy. Tampa was counting on guys who hadn't been healthy. Mike Evans always gets hurt. Chris Godwin, you knew he was hurt before the season started. The reason he didn't become a Patriot because he was banged up. But a lot of teams on this schedule didn't hold up their end of the bargain. That's why they're bad. And then the overall thing, if you look around, Denver hasn't played a tough schedule. Oh, they beat Kansas City. Kansas City sucks. They're a 500 team. Stop using beating Kansas City as a good win. No, they're not a good team. They're worse than the Carolina Panthers, who the Patriots beat. The Baltimore Ravens, no, that's not a good win. They're a bad team. They're a 500 team. Stop saying because somebody beat Baltimore, that's a good win, which you're saying for the Bills. But, excuse me, there's a few other teams. But Denver, the Colts, the Patriots, Rams, Seahawks, all the teams are at the top because the overall problem is 90% of the NFL sucks. So everybody's schedule is trash.
Yeah, and that's one thing that a lot of people are afraid to say.
They don't want to say.
Yeah, it's almost like they feel like it's blasphemy to say that the product overall isn't great in the NFL, but you hit the nail on the head, Cerrone. You said 90+% of the league. If you watch Thursdays, Mondays, Sundays, you're like, what are we looking at? And it should make you feel better about what you see with the Patriots.
Yeah, and think about it. Patriots were off Sunday, so we all had a chance to sit there and watch all the different games. We're watching some of these games like, man, the Patriots can beat any one of these teams. This is bad football. Across the league, it's bad. And think about this. If somebody said the Patriots got a matchup with the Colts, and people say, oh, now that's a real challenge. Daniel Jones is the real challenge? That's the new standard? Think about the top teams. Daniel Jones, Sam Darnold, Bo Nix, these are the top teams in the league. And you're looking around like, okay, all these backup retread quarterbacks, this is your obstacle to get to a Super Bowl? And it's like, yo, you can't, I don't want to hear it. Oh, it's a schedule. Denver wouldn't be where they're at. The Colts wouldn't be where they're at. Seahawks, Rams, none of them would be where they're at if the rest of the league would step their game up. But the league is so bad. The quarterback play is so bad. There's so many backup quarterbacks. Guys are hurt all over the place. And here's the other thing. I know we're going to probably get into this a little later. Mm-hmm. The other quiet thing that's going on is that people don't want to admit, yo, we're in the middle of the changeover. There's a changeover that happens in football every 4, 5, 6 years where the teams that have been the top in the story, kind of predicted this in August, they fall off and the new teams rise up. It's the way the NFL is built. And people are looking and saying, well, still watch Kansas City. You don't want to play them. You don't want to play Baltimore. You don't want to play Buffalo. We heard it all week. Oh, if Joe Burrow comes back, look out. No, he ain't looking out for nothing. That team sucks. And no one wants to admit that those sexy names and those sexy teams over the last 5 years were finished. And the new teams are rising up. So they're looking at the new teams saying, well, they're not good because they really ain't faced nobody. They didn't face Kansas City or Buffalo or the Ravens at full strength. The teams ain't never going to be full strength no more. They're old and done. You got to give the new teams a chance to rise up. And then you got teams like the Niners, Detroit. They might have missed their window. They might not be, the window closed on them.
The Bills.
They might not be who we thought they were going to be. Yeah. And people got to acknowledge the changeovers in front of us, and it's somebody else's turn now. Those sexy teams aren't good teams, and those aren't good wins anymore, beating those bad teams.
617-779-0985 is the number. Cerrone, I know you mentioned the Ravens, and you were saying, hey, maybe they're just not a good team anymore. However, I feel like once the Patriots get to that time of the schedule where they go against the Bills and the Ravens, those that are hesitant, if they're able to at least win one of those, if they win both, I think those people that are hesitant to be like, all right, they're official, I think they'll give them a pass then. I'm not saying they should wait until then. I just think it'll change then. The conversation will change.
You know what they're going to say, though? By then, they weren't really that good. The Ravens and the Bills aren't that good.
Yeah,
that's what's coming.
Yeah,
they're going to play Cincinnati. Well, Cincinnati, they're not going to have Joe Burrow today, but they're going to wait and say, well, they weren't that good. We're not going to know where this team is at come playoff time. Oh, when Trevor Lawrence comes to Foxborough in the snow, that's when you're going to find out? Okay, sure.
Well, let's take a call before we go to break. Jeremy in Dorchester. What's up, Jeremy?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? I absolutely love the take about these garbage teams that have been good the past 5 years, that everybody's scared of them. Like, Patrick Mahomes to that Kansas City offense is like a pile of whipped cream on a stack of crap. It's ridiculous. I think that the only thing that the Patriots need to look out for is playing in Denver. Denver is the only team that truly scares me. Good coaching. I think they get a real good fire under them. Thanks for the call, fellas.
Appreciate it, Jeremy. Listen, we're going to take a break. When we get back, Cerrone, you had a take about Super Bowl champions when it comes to winning and who they played against. Can we talk about that next?
Sure.
Oh, yeah. School these folks. I'm going to let you cook. It's Leroy Irvin, Cerrone Battle. The Leroy and Cerrone Show. It's 9-5 The Sports Hub.
You're listening. Leroy and Cerrone on the Sports Hub.
Welcome back, Leroy and Cerrone Show. If you're just tuning in, today's show is dedicated to De La Soul. If you are a De La Soul fan, a heads up, came out with a new album yesterday. So go and check it out when you get a chance. They're legends, and what we're hoping is that this current New England Patriots team can become legends themselves. They're doing a phenomenal job so far. Some people are a little bit hesitant because their schedule is light. It's light in the buttocks, as they would say. Let's go to Howard in Randolph. What's up, Howard?
Good afternoon. Happy pre-Thanksgiving, guys.
Same to you.
Thank you. Same to you.
The thing that bothers me about the people talking about the schedule is, except for 3 games, the schedule is predetermined. The Pats play 6 games in the AFC East every year. Then they play 1 NFC division and 1 AFC division. So those games are automatically locked in. It's the luck of the draw how good the teams are when they play them. So the 3 games they got this year, because they had a last place schedule, were the Raiders, the Titans, and the Giants.
Appreciate it, Howard. You ain't got to tell us. We know that.
Predetermined. You knew.
We knew, and I think, you know what it is, Cerrone, and some people just going to have to tell some other people straight up in their face. The Bart Scarts of the world, the Cam Newtons, which I don't understand that one, but let's just stick with Bart, right? Dude, you letting your hate of the team from years past determine your take on the current team. Yeah. And that's not honest. That's not fair.
Yeah, you dealing with issues from 10 years ago, man. Let it go.
Let it go. It's so
Someone told
pathetic.
you to throw your helmet in Baltimore and a lot of Patriots go 16-0. That's your fault.
I knew he was going to say something negative. As soon as I said, yeah, he's not going to give the Patriots any.
Yeah, there's certain people you already know before they even say anything. Like, here we go. What's he going to say?
Cerrone, before we went to break, I said that, I was going to let you cook. I was going to fall back and let you cook some more. You stay cooking. Your nickname should be the chef because you stay cooking. Again, people are downplaying the success of the Patriots because of their schedule. It's light. It's easy. But Cerrone, the floor is yours because you figured something out, and all it takes is looking things up. But you made a connection.
I'm not going to take all.
No, you made a connection about past Super Bowl champs. And after you say, when you say what you say, it should remind us all that sometimes we have selective memory. The floor is yours.
No, well, first of all, easy schedules usually determine the Super Bowl champs. I think in the history of Super Bowl, I think only 9, I might be wrong here, 9, 10, I'm going to say 10 teams faced a schedule that was 500 or better. The opponent's total wins was at least even 500. 90% of the Super Bowl winners face a schedule where it's like 40% difficult, strength of schedule. So in order to win Super Bowls, usually an easy schedule helps that out. The greatest teams of all time, Johnny Unitas, 70, Colts, whatever, easiest schedule of all time. The 72 Dolphins. I know someone mentioned this on Felger Maz the other day, but the 72 Dolphins, who claim the greatest team, we're undefeated, we're the greatest team ever. Like the second easiest schedule of all time. The 99 Rams, I don't think they beat a team over 500 that season, except for when they got to the playoffs, of course. Their schedule was all teams that had like 5 wins or less. The whole schedule. The 2000 Ravens, we can go right in a row here. The 2000 Ravens, go look at the quarterbacks they faced in the schedules they had. They played the Titans, who were a really good team. They lost to the Titans, got smoked. The greatest defense, the greatest offense in 99, then the greatest defense of all time in 2000, both benefited from very easy schedules, which allowed them to build big leads, rest their players, and be fresh and ready to go for the playoffs. Oh, it didn't stop with them two. Your Patriots, yeah. 0-1 Patriots. A part of the reason Brady was able to get his feet wet in the league because he was playing a FBS schedule.
Oh, snap.
They were playing the Mountain West where everybody else was playing the SEC. And all he had to do was get home field, get enough to get home field, win you a game against a high-powered offense from a one-weather team in a blizzard, and then face Cordell Stewart and you in the playoffs. And after that, whatever happens in that dome happens. But the Rams, we look at them as the greatest show on turf, the greatest team. I mean, it's an upset waiting to happen. Was it really? Because the previous 2 years, the Rams are only good against bad teams. How great were they really? Or was it the schedule? And after the schedule change, you notice the Rams were never great again. Anybody ever realize that? That it just stopped? The 2000 Ravens, how it just stopped? Patriots the very next year went 9-7. The schedule got a little harder. All of a sudden, they lost. And then they didn't keep the same team together in 03-04. They made changes. We got to get clock killing Corey Dillon. Went got a Pro Bowl running back. Got a Pro Bowl safety. You brought in all these pieces, and that team was not the same as the one that won in 01 because you had an easy schedule. Because you were good now, you had to play a tougher schedule in 03-04 because you won in division and all that stuff again. But you had a better team, and you was able to handle it. 2016 Patriots, one of the easiest schedules in the last 30 years for a Super Bowl winner. They were able to beat the teams they were supposed to beat and win a couple miraculous games to win the Super Bowl. That's the way it happens in the NFL. The Seahawks, the Legion of Boom, whatever they were called, go back and look at the quarterbacks they faced. They ate up all the bad quarterbacks and they played a good quarterback. Every one of them gave them 300, including Tom Brady in the playoffs. It happened over. There's so many examples. You have to, the easy schedule is what helps teams win Super Bowls. I don't understand why people think you have to face the toughest schedule in the league to be considered a good champion. Nobody remember who you beat. No one cares.
It's true.
Nobody cares who you beat if you win the Super Bowl. But when you get to the playoffs where everybody's good, nobody cares. So to hold this team back, knowing you knew the schedule, this team did not slip up against bad teams the way other teams keep doing. You got to give them credit for that. And not only are they beating the teams they're supposed to beat, most of the time they are blowing these teams out. And that's a sign of you're a good football team. And over the years, beating the teams you're supposed to on a schedule is usually what leads to you being a Super Bowl contender or in the mix, or in most cases, it's how you become one of the greatest teams of all time.
Yep.
If you list the greatest teams in football history, you go with the 99 Rams, you go with the Ravens and their defense, the undefeated Dolphins, Johnny Unitas and his Colts. They all had one thing in common. They had an easy path that made them look great. But here's the kicker. I give credit here. The 07 Patriots had one of the toughest schedules of all time. They beat all the best teams in the league that year. They just couldn't seal the deal. But the very next year, the team that we always say is Bill Belichick's greatest coaching job, the Matt Castle Patriots. Go back and look at that. Look at the schedule. They played. You talk about FBS. They're playing high school schedule, and that's why Matt Castle was able to look the way he looked. They played the NFC West, who I think the whole conference, whole division, they ended the season at like under 500. They played an extremely easy schedule, and that's why they were able to win 11 games. But they didn't make the playoffs with 11 wins. Why? Because the whole league played a bunch of bad teams, and everybody had 11 and 12 wins. That's very similar to this year. You're going to end the season where the Colts, the Patriots, the Broncos, they're all going to be sitting there with just 2 L's. They're like, man, all these great teams at one time. You know how that happens? A lot of bad teams at one time. And that's what we're going through now. But having an easy schedule usually is the blueprint to being a Super Bowl team. And this team is capitalizing on it where a lot of teams are slipping up. And you got to give them credit for that.
Wow. 617-779-0985 is the number. Cerrone, I think another part of it too, and everything you said is absolutely, I'm with it. I'm with you on that. I think another reason why people are hesitant is because they thought this team was dead. They thought the organization was dead. They were hoping that they were going to stay dead longer than this.
Yeah.
And it's just too early of a comeback, or what appears to be a comeback, and it's driving people crazy.
But it's the NFL. This is what happens.
Yeah,
you get bad, then all of a sudden your window opens and you capitalize.
They just don't want it to happen for the Pats. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it is. And they hit. I got to give them credit. They hit with the head coach. They hit with the coordinators. They hit with the quarterback. In today's football, because everything is built around the quarterback and coach, that's all you need to be great. And they hit on it. And it's like, wait a minute, this kid's only 23 years old, 22, and he this good now? Like, okay, yeah, schedule's going to be tough for next year, but you know what's going to be happening? Just like the difference between the 01 Patriots and the 03 Patriots, the roster is going to get better around him, and they're going to build the team around this kid So when the schedule does get tough, he's going to be ready for it, and then he's going to be done playing the FBS schedule and move on to the SEC.
And you know what, Cerrone, when you're playing an easy schedule as a team, that gives you an opportunity. It's only human nature for your confidence to build. So you're beating up on all these teams. Okay, fine. Maybe it's light work, but your confidence is building. And then when the schedule becomes harder the next season or the season after, the confidence is there and it'll help get you through. Listen,
real quick.
Go ahead.
Let's add this last part. You know who had a real easy schedule 2 years ago?
Who?
Bill Belichick. In that defense.
Oh, Lord.
Remember they played backup quarterbacks for about 12 weeks straight?
That is true.
How many games they win? About 4?
Oh, God.
Oh, so the schedule didn't play a role in. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
All right. Once again, 617-779-0985 is the number. I see the phone lines are starting to light up. When we get back, we'll talk to you. Plus, we got to talk about the Pats and Bengals going down tomorrow at 1 in Cincinnati. It's the Leroy and Cerrone Show, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
MVP, I think that's disrespectful to Daniel Jones, Sam Darnold, and Matthew Stafford.
Stay tuned for more. Now, Leroy Irvin.
Oh, that roll?
That's like ultimate nostalgia for me. If I hear that, I might shed a tear. Just unbelievable. 617-779-0985 is the number. Feel free to call in. We've been talking about the Patriots quite a bit. Cerrone, there's a big game. According to a lot of people, since the Patriots really haven't proven anything, I guess every game is going to be a big game. They're going up against the 3-7 Cincinnati Bengals.
Stop it, man.
There was some excitement because word was that Joe Burrow was, participating in practice and everything. But in the words of Joe Murray, he's out. He's not playing. Cerrone, just what's your expectations for tomorrow's game? What are the Patriots going to do to the Bengals? What are the Bengals going to do to the Patriots? Concerns, or maybe you don't have any?
I have none.
That's not you being a fan.
Not at all.
Okay.
I tweeted this out the other day. Joe Flacco, Joe Burrow, Joe Montana, Joe Frazier, Mighty Joe Young. It don't matter. They're going to get cooked tomorrow. Because the issue is not the quarterback. Flacco came in throwing for 400.
That is true.
So quarterback is not the issue.
Yep.
The issue is that's a historically bad defense. Like, historically, they the worst at everything.
Embarrassing.
Bad. And their best defender is out. The one guy that could actually play defense is out. And they don't have Jamar Chase because he can't hold on to his control there. They're done. They had no shot at beating the Patriots. I don't even know if they want to, which tells me why they sat Joe Burrow down. They didn't want to say it, but they're playing for draft position. They need some defenders. But their defense is so bad, they can't stop anybody. They're 31st, 32nd in against the run, against the pass. Yards allowed. They're just a bad defense and not very AFC North-like. And again, it goes back to what we mentioned earlier. You're like, man, every week the Patriots got these layup games. Yeah, because the whole league is bad. The coaching is bad in this league, and no one wants to say it. The player development is bad. Tom Brady said it in the summer. The player development is bad.
He might be the only one, and it feels like he's reserved. He's not really letting out all of his feelings about how bad the product looks.
It's bad, man. And not only do I blame front offices, I blame the scouts, whoever you want to be, the fans. What we want in sports is not what's good for sports. We want the flash. We want the entertainment. We want the receiver that runs a 4.2, can catch a one-handed pass with his fingertips while doing a backflip on TikTok. That don't work in the NFL. It don't work. Everybody wants to build their team around receivers. Guess what? It don't work. Cincinnati Bengals have spent all their money on quarterbacks and all the receivers, and they're like, man, we can't stop nobody. I can't figure out why.
That O-line.
You got no O-line. You got no defense. You got no secondary. You have no linebackers.
Yeah.
You have nothing left. I never seen the Bengals cheerleader. They ain't got money for them either. But you ever seen the Bengals cheerleaders? Exactly.
I haven't.
They don't have any money. When you cater to the fans or what they think is cool, you end up with a bad product. And the Denver Broncos, nothing sexy about that team except they play defense and they're good in the trenches, which is not sexy. They keep their quarterback upright and they get to your quarterback. I think Bo Nix has probably sacked like 10 times for the season, but they got like 40 sacks as a team. They get after you. They protect their quarterback. They play defense, and they don't care if they win 10-9. It's not sexy, but that's how they win. The Patriots, they went to the draft and said, you know what? We need a left tackle. We need a guard. They went and got one of the best. He was a center, but they moved to the guard, Wilson. Been extraordinary. They spent money on for a center with Bradbury. They went and got a right tackle. None of these things are sexy, but it's the reason why your quarterback's completing over 70% of his passes. They went and got offensive coordinators. They went and got, they didn't get the sexiest receivers, but they seem to have found the guys that are sexy for Drake May. They're sexy to him, and that's all that should matter. And they're getting it done through the air. They're getting it done on the ground. They went and got a running back. They went and got a D tackle in free agency. None of this stuff is sexy, but it's why they win. The Colts, we said, man, what they go get Daniel Jones for? Because he has no problem handing the ball off. Here you go. Some quarterbacks don't want to do that. They want to throw it 50 times. But it doesn't mean you're going to win that way. Cincinnati Bengals are an example of spending the money in the wrong places. They went and got a Ferrari where they renting out an apartment in the project. That's a problem. That's what's wrong with them. They should went and got the house first, and that way you got a garage to put the Ferrari in. They did it backwards.
Wow.
And they're not gonna be competitive the rest of the way because they can't get stops. If Joe Burrow came back and Jamar Chase were there and he threw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, they'd probably still lose by 2 touchdowns because they can't get stops. So I'm expecting the Patriots to move the ball on this defense tomorrow. Probably easier than they did all season because, like I said, they actually played good defenses all year. This is a bad defense they're about to face. And if it's not cold or raining, something like that, I expect them to have a big day offensively tomorrow.
All right, there it is, 617-779-0985. We've been talking about a lot, and so people are calling in, and they want to talk about a lot. Let's go to Kevin, who wants to talk about quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. What's up, Kevin?
Hey, guys. How you doing? Good show. I think this whole strength of schedule thing is a little bit misleading because if you look at the last 25 years of Super Bowls, there's 50 starting quarterbacks, and there's only been 28 maybe starting quarterbacks in those 25 games. So like the quarterback play is the critical piece of this, and I'm glad the Patriots have someone who can do that. But I'm interested in your thoughts because this idea that like strength of schedule actually means something to getting to the Super Bowl. When you look at Mahomes and Brady and Roethlisberger, Mannings, all the other ones, it never was about that.
Appreciate it, Kevin. We kind of already touched on it. He might have just been joining, and that's okay. Yeah. But, I mean, Cerrone, if you want to touch on that again real quick.
Well, he was right. We talk about the quarterback play. It's bad quarterbacks around the league. You knew this coming in. And the question you had, the only reason people didn't put them as a contender because they weren't sure about the quarterback.
Yep.
That's all it is to it. The reason we were high on Washington this year, because we thought Daniels was him. He gets hurt. They realize they don't have a quarterback. They're a bad team. Now, all of a sudden, that's an easy win for somebody. Lamar Jackson gets hurt early in the season, misses games. The Ravens aren't a good team. They just don't have a quarterback. Now, the Chiefs, I love to say this, they just suck because Mahomes has been there. Kelsey's been there. There's no excuse for them. Their defense has been there. They're just not getting those late game calls that they were getting the last 2 years. It helped them win them 1-point games they were getting all last year. They won a ton of games last year, and like 8 of them were like last-second phony phantom calls. Now they're not getting them. Like, man, how come they can't win? I wonder why.
Because the league heard people complaining and is saying it's going to be a setup since Kelsey and Taylor Swift.
You know what, though?
Engaged.
They messed up early because they got off to a bad start, and all of a sudden they didn't get the benefit of the doubt.
Yep.
You lose the benefit of the doubt when you're a bad team.
Yep.
Guess who's about to get the benefit of the doubt? The Patriots, the Colts, and the Denver Broncos are about to get the benefit of the doubt because they favor the good teams.
All right, let's take a break. When we get back, more Patriots talk. Like, what do they have to do to get to the Super Bowl? What do they have to do to succeed? We'll talk about that, plus your calls. It is a De La Soul Music Saturday right here with Leroy and Cerrone. It's 985 The Sports Hub.
It's not just the games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Paisley Media Group Station. Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, so NBA Cup action. The Celtics lost to the Nets 113-105. And after the game, George, do you have me that Jaylen Brown audio? If you do, let me know. If not, don't worry about it. But Jaylen Brown had a
come ready to play or don't come at all.
Yeah.
That's my whole thing.
There it is. You better come ready to play or don't come at all. The Celtics will take on the Magic tomorrow at the Garden. Tip off at 6. Guard Chris Paul announced that he plans to retire after this season. After dropping 2 games in a row, the Bruins are back on the winning side as they beat the Kings in overtime 2-1. Morgan Geekie scored both goals for the Bruins. He's now tied for the NHL goal lead with 16. College sports. NCAA Division I schools voted to prohibit athletes from betting on pro sports and any sport in which the NCAA sponsors a championship. College football, top 25. There are some notable games going on, including number 7 Oregon taking on number 15 USC at 3:30. Men's college basketball, BC lost to Davidson 59-49. Brockton's own AJ DeBonsa and number 8 BYU handled number 23 Wisconsin 98-70. Women's basketball, college basketball, you got BC taking on UMass today. Tonight at 8, the National Women's Soccer League Championship is going down between the Washington Spirit and Gotham FC. I love that name. And of course, the Pats Bengals tomorrow at 1. Joe Burrow, it's not happening. He will not play. The Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the 99. Head to the Nines for game day this Sunday. Score a 6-pack of bone-in wings for just $5.99 and full-size apps for just $6.99. You gotta love the Nines. I'm Leroy Irvin. Your next update is in an hour.
If you've got the app, you've got Toucher and Hardy to wake you up no matter where you are.
Or who may or may not have been to jail.
Get the app. The 98.5, the Sports Hub app. Two local guys, lots of local sports talk. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's home for sports. 98.5, the Sports Hub.
You love it. 617-779-0985 is the number. Before we continue, Cerrone, I just got to tell you something. I think I'm Spider-Man. I'm dead serious. I was reading the headlines, where are my glasses, and I couldn't see it right. I take the glasses off. My vision is perfect.
Nah, it's time to get a new prescription, man. That's all that is.
No, stop it.
You gotta jump that dosage up a little bit, man.
Did I get bit last night?
You got bit by Father Time. You better.
I got on the scale this morning. I lost about 2 pounds this week.
Yeah, people get old. They tend to get thinner.
Shut up. Leroy Parker. I feel like Spider-Man. Before we continue, let me go to the phones because people have been waiting. Let's go to Jason in Derry, New Hampshire. What's up, Jason?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
I had a couple of De La Soul things today because you guys were popping off.
Okay.
It's not the same without Plug 2.
Okay.
Was De La the first to put the skits in the albums?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I thought they were for some reason. And then I wanted Saturdays. You already played that, right? That's my jam.
Yep.
And then the BK Lounge, the end of that skit where the kazoo comes in on De La Soul is Dead, that album.
I'll try. We will try.
I love that one. And then I know and Hip to Be a Hippie.
Okay.
And they were in native tongue.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah,
Appreciate it, Jason. I tell you what. I love how. Can I go off on a little rant for a second?
Oh, sure.
Can I be honest with the people out there who are listening? In case you don't know, there's this idea that radio is dying. And if that's the case, I wish more people would fight until the end. Take on that Rocky spirit. If I'm going to go out, then I'm going to go out swinging. Now, me personally, I don't believe that there's a death sentence. I think that things can turn around. I think that it can become something. And the reason why I'm mentioning it now is because the caller we just had, he called in, he's making requests. What happened?
Bring it back.
What happened to making requests?
Bring it back.
What happened to having people call in and dedicate songs to they boo? What happened to shout outs?
Quiet storm. Just soft music at night.
What happened? What happened? We got to make the connection again with the listeners.
Entertain the people.
You know, and to tie it in with sports, analytics is something that really gets on the nerves of a lot of people within sports and fans also. I'm not saying that it needs to be eliminated. I think there's a balance. I feel the same way about radio and media.
Well, it's the same because it's the same issue. It's analytics. It's numbers. It's numbers driven. That's all it is. It's all numbers driven as opposed to what the people want to listen to.
Where's the heart? Where's the passion? Where's the creativity? You got to be okay with failing. You can try some stuff, and some people might say, yeah, that was a bad break or that was a bad idea. Okay, fine, but we tried. We tried.
Man, I'm dating myself here a little bit. I remember when Purple Rain was released on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
And they played it like 13 times in a row because people kept calling for it. So they gave the people what they wanted.
Yeah.
And it was like when something new came out, you put it on the radio. Tell me what you think.
Yeah.
Play it. That's how stuff got played. People are interested in it. We're playing clips of music, and they got the caller in. Man, he's got questions about it. He's not the only one. Yeah. He's the only one willing to call. But there's people who have questions about who love music, who love to be entertained, and they don't want, the system just deciding what they think is hot. Like, we're gonna play a bunch of whatever's hot for TikTok reels or Instagram and make that the hit song. Like, no, that's not hot. That's not what the people want. And the same thing's happening in sports. The reason why you have issues with people who don't like the ESPNs and the FS1s and all that stuff is because they feel it's the same thing over and over again, debate shows, as opposed to real sports and real, things that people will be entertained by. And it's killing the game for everybody. It's like, if you're not doing that, then it's dead. It's like, no, it ain't dead, man. Just let people be entertaining. Let them do what they want and give the people what they want. It'd be there.
Balance. I feel like daggone, what's his name from Thanos.
Oh yeah, you gotta go. You gotta walk in the middle of the industry and snap your fingers.
Balance. Let's go to Al in Dorchester. Al, what's going on?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
Good. Listen, I think this season with football, it's clear that this is a season about matchups on who's going to win. Mm-hmm. And I'll give you an example. 97, the Patriots went to the Super Bowl because Jacksonville upset the Denver Broncos. And if they didn't do that, and the Patriots had to go into Denver, they're not going to the Super Bowl that year. And I said, even though this year there's nothing clearly identified, I said near the end of the season, you're going to look at this. If they get, let's say if they get the first round bye, you look at it because I think they're a good team, but they still have holes. And I think you have teams on the bottom end that could possibly beat them. And I think it's a season of matchups. They get the right matchup, they can go all the way.
Appreciate it, Al. A season of matchups, Cerrone.
He's spot on.
Spot on.
Yeah, he's spot on with that. It is about matchups. Like you said, Denver's a team. No one wants to go into Denver. But on the flip, if something happens where Denver loses a game along the way or whatever, and now, you get the bye, now you got Bo Nix here in January as opposed to Bo Nix with that home crowd and that defense getting after Drake May with a couple rookies to his left. Things change if you have to go into that environment. Can you beat the Colts? Probably. You can probably get to Daniel Jones or whatever, even if it's in Indy. But if all of a sudden the Ravens at 100% and now you got to play Baltimore at 100% and everybody's fresh, even at home, you're like, okay, we got to figure this out. It's about matches. Patriots are good against the run. They can stop teams that run a lot. What if they face somebody who just stands there and throws it 50 times? It's because they're not getting to the quarterback. So he's spot on. It's all about matchups and not so much to say Patriots, Bengals, but you're going to have to really start watching Colts and Kansas City. Watch these other games and see how the matchups might lay out because he's right. If things fall the right way, you can end up with an easy path. You just got to win 2 games at home and you're in the Super Bowl. Anything after that, I think anything after this point is gravy.
Wow.
You find a way to get a path to the Super Bowl, you're looking at this team and their future in a totally different way.
Well, speaking of the Super Bowl, we have somebody on the line. Is it Sean?
Yes.
What's up,
Leroy?
Sean? Yes.
I want to talk about the Patriots. Do you think they're going to win the Super Bowl? Because Elbow told me there's a path for the Super Bowl. Because can the Kansas City beat Indianapolis? What do you think, Leroy?
Appreciate it. I think anything is possible, but I think it's ridiculous to go out on the ledge and say they're absolutely going to win the Super Bowl. I think that's crazy.
I'm not going to say that. I don't even know who they'd face in the NFC. Like you won't know that again till you see the matchups.
Yep.
And can they win just to get to the Super Bowl? Are they one of the best teams in the AFC? Absolutely. They absolutely can beat everybody in the AFC. Again, matchups. Who's healthy? Where's the games being played? Even though they're undefeated on the road this year, which is pretty crazy. But it's all about the little key matchups here or there that will determine it. This Colts game, you want to see Kansas City dead But at the same time, you want the Colts to lose so you can get home field throughout. So it's like Kansas City, you win this week, just win the rest, just lose the rest of them. But it's matchups.
Stanley and Taunton. Stanley.
Hey, how you guys doing this afternoon?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
Not bad. Shout out to the Haitian national soccer team.
There you go.
52 years since our last cup appearance. We're back. Everybody from Boston, Dorchester, and Brockton and Taunton are happy as hell.
There you go.
But let's talk about our season. So you got to look at this Kansas City game. I think Kansas City is going to lose this upcoming game because of the fact that they're the worst team when it comes to losing by a touchdown or less. Because remember, last year they were 13 and something against winning by a touchdown or less. So when you look at this opportunity here, the Broncos are going to beat them. The Chiefs are going to beat the Broncos in later weeks. This will open up the chance for us to have the first place because also you got to remember Jacksonville is also competing, and also the Texans defense when they get C.J. Stroud back, I think they will be competitive with the Colts next week.
Appreciate it, Stanley. Can I just say this is one of my thoughts, and Cerrone, I'll let you go and speak. But I'm just glad we're talking about the Pats being in the conversation.
Not talking about the draft?
Not talking about the draft, not talking about coaching issues and, GM issues and all that kind of stuff. I'm just glad we're having the conversation about it. Matter of fact, real quick, before we go to break, George, do you have that Kirk, that audio, since everyone's talking about Super Bowl and the path? Can you hit that for us, please?
The Patriots are a wagon, though. That's all we care about.
With Trevion Henderson's become a great story, but Ramondre Stevenson comes back. Boy, they're going to have a 1-2 punch in that backfield, and they've been doing this the last couple of weeks with just Trevion. So when they get healthy, be fun. I think Baltimore on the road, Buffalo, of course, looking for revenge. Those are going to be tough games for them, but they're going to be heavily favored in all the rest of their games. I mean, I think last week, there's a real shot this team's looking at 13 or 14 wins. Whether it's fool's gold or not, they're probably going to be the 1 seed throughout. In my opinion, I know you love Indy. I think New England's going to get home field throughout the AFC playoffs, and we know how important that is when you get to the postseason in that cold weather.
Again, I'm just happy they're in the conversation, Cerrone. And listen, we got to take a quick break. When we get back, Fool's Gold was mentioned in that clip. Cerrone, you and I got a bone to pick with the one and only Stephen A. Smith. We got to talk about that next. Keep our quarterback's name.
More Leroy Irvin and Cerrone. Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle. Leroy and Cerrone on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Is Drake May playing good football, Stephen Anthony and Ryan Terry? Absolutely. And I would like to attest his great play to one specific person that I know too well, Josh McDaniels. Mm-hmm. Now, Josh McDaniels may not be a great head coach, but he is a brilliant offensive mind. And he explains the game in a way that it's just, dang. So if the shade's right here and the 3 techs right there, okay, cool, that's over. All right, cool. ID the mic and let's play. You're protected now, all right? The thing that I have a problem with is if you keep playing sorry scrubs, then you're going to have this falsetto of a mentality going into the playoffs, and it has one and done written all over it. Give me the Indianapolis Colts, because the same questions that I have for Indianapolis, or should I say Carly Ursay's Indianapolis Colts, she's doing a damn good job with that.
Facts.
When you talk about them, the same questions still arise when you're talking about the New England Patriots. How will their quarterback perform in Indiana Jones?
Oh, man, I just got lost in the music for a second. Woo! Leroy and Cerrone Show, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Cam Newton.
It's a sure bet when I stand to your dog. Browns I get.
You heard what he had to say. He was talking about the New England Patriots. Fool's gold, all that good stuff, all that craziness. I'm trying to stay calm.
Fool's gold in New England is Cam Newton's arm when he was quarterback with the Patriots.
I'm trying to stay calm.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I'm going to stay calm.
I'm going to fall
back. I don't
know.
For whatever reason, I keep thinking back to T.O. Remember T.O. with Tony Romo?
That's my quarterback?
And that's my quarterback, and he cried, and some people tried to clown and say he was doing too much. But I always respected that. But I feel like we need to step into the T.O. shoes right about now and protect our quarterback, because it didn't end there. It didn't end right there. Y'all, listen to what Stephen A. Well, let me set it up. Drake May was asked about Fool's Gold and all that stuff and what Cam Newton said. And basically, Drake May is like, well, I didn't even know Cam was, on the show on TV. And
I didn't know what show. I don't know what show he was even on. Something like that.
Listen to Stephen A.
He can run it, he's tough, he's poised, and he's absolutely dynamic in the pass game. And this team, under Mike Vrabel, can win the AFC Championship.
He's also a liar. He's also a liar.
Cerrone, Stephen A's new name, his AKA, is Rick Martel.
Arrogance.
Rick the Model Martel. For those who do not know, I want to say it was the 80s, maybe early 90s.
Early 90s.
There was a wrestler. His name was Rick the Model Martel. And what he would do that was dirty and illegal, but it would help him win, is he had this spray, this pump, and he would spray it. Apparently, it was supposed to make you smell good or whatever, but he would spray it in your face and you couldn't see.
It was arrogance.
And the name of it was, like you said, arrogance. The arrogance of Stephen A. Smith is unbelievable. To me, it shows me that he's out of touch, because as successful as First Take is, not everybody has seen it. Not everybody has watched it.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl every year is the highest rated television program. But when you look at the numbers, it's not everybody in the country. Everybody's not into what you think they are into. And for him to come out and say that, and I get it. Drake May is an athlete, but he's a young athlete. He's a busy athlete. And he didn't say he didn't know about First Take. It was more
he said he didn't know Cam Newton was on First Take.
Cam ain't been on there but for a hot minute.
2 months, maybe.
He's also a liar.
Come on, man. And to me, Cerrone, this goes right back into everything that we were talking about previously. The New England Patriots, oh, here comes everyone talking about the schedule. It's light. It's easy. I don't really want to take them too serious. It's 20-plus years of dominance, causing people to have a dislike or, dare I say, hate for the New England Patriots. They wanted them to be down for at least a decade. It didn't happen, or it looks like it's not going to happen. They're back, and because of that, they just can't let it go, including Stephen A. To call him a liar, I get called that quite a bit.
He's also a liar.
I'm not going to say who calls me a liar, even though I talked about it on air. It ticks me off. You don't call somebody a liar. He honestly just probably didn't know Cam Newton was on First Take. Why is that so hard to believe, Cerrone?
Now, mind you, the kid said, a month ago, Cam Newton is his favorite player of all time. A kid that grew up in Charlotte, a Cam Newton fan. He know who Cam Newton is. He's like, I didn't know. I'm not sure what show he's on. And for those, and I said this, I put it on Twitter, whatever you want to call it, X, whatever. Anybody who has young people around them, they don't watch TV.
They don't.
My boys, I got 3 sons, 2 college age. I've never seen them watch First Take in their lives unless I had the TV on and they were little running around in the background. They don't sit down and watch First Take. They know Stephen A is on. If I ask them right now, who's the main guys on First Take? They'd steer off into space and start Googling it or asking one of the AI things on their phone. They don't watch these shows. They see the clips, the highlights. They live through social media, so they see the clips, the highlights, or whatever's on YouTube, but they don't watch the shows to know where this guy is. And mind you, my kids don't do nothing but go to school and get back into bed and play Xbox. If they were a quarterback of an NFL team, they wouldn't have time to be watching First Take at 9 o'clock in the morning, Monday through Friday. They got their own film session. They're doing their own thing. I'm not sure there's not much TV. I'm not a pro athlete. I don't know this. I'm pretty sure ex-quarterbacks or current quarterbacks don't have time to watch shows in the morning to know who the co-hosts are or the contributors for 15 minutes, a couple days a week. They don't know.
Or, Cerrone, or
care.
Or anybody else out there, raise your hands if you do this. I'm on social media, but sometimes I say I need to take a break, and so I purposely just put it down. What if, as a pro athlete, you're built in a way where you know that what people say can get to you, and you say, you know what, I'm gonna just block everything.
Yeah.
We'll praise players and say, oh, they're locked in. They done blocked out all the noise. What if he did that? And in the 15 hot minutes that Cam Newton's been on the show, he just didn't see him on the show.
I didn't see that. I'm not sure what show. I don't know if he's on McAfee, Sports Center.
The arrogance.
I don't know which one. Because there's 70 different shows on Sports Center that are on at the same time. I mean, on ESPN at the same time on whatever network you have.
That was so narcissistic. That was so arrogant.
But you know what it also is?
I'm disappointed. I'm so disappointed in Stephen A.
You know what it also is?
What's that?
It's very New York of him. That's where it goes back to. Bart Scott in his comments, he's an ex-Jet and played for the Ravens and caught his biggest L's to the hands of the Patriots. Ryan Clark done been through it. He's a different guy. He give credit where credit is due. Rex Ryan,
forget about it.
Forget about it. He ain't gonna give him credit. He's gonna use whatever. He's gonna give a different. He's not gonna give him credit. Dan Orlovsky, who just breaks down numbers, he'll show you on the film why this guy's good and why that guy's bad. He'll be fair. But there's some people where they're from. You have some who from some of these major networks. I don't know if they get paid or whatever to do this, but they hype up certain teams and certain players, and when those teams fail, they don't want to give the new guys any love, any credit. The guy for a year and a half, they've been telling us, oh, Jaden Daniels is the best quarterback of this draft. It's not even close. And they're quick to praise him, but they're slow. They're also slow. Not just Drake May. Caleb Williams and the Bears are sitting over there at 7-3 too.
Yeah, haven't heard anything.
You ain't heard a thing about him. Bo Nix, they're winning in Denver. It's not because of Bo Nix, because of that defense and the head coach. Because they were slow to give Caleb Williams, Drake May, and Bo Nix credit. It was all about J.J. McCarthy and Jaden Daniels. You hear more about J.J. McCarthy than you do anybody else, and he's trash. But because he's not a part of the story of the national media, it's because of this and because of that. Drake May's playing MVP caliber football. And for him, Bart Scott, and others to say, I think Daniel Jones should be in MVP conversation. That's not fool. That's real. Daniel Jones is real? You believe that? So you got years of Daniel Jones being a bad quarterback. Years. But Drake May is fool's gold? That's fool, but that's real. Mind you, Daniel Jones over the last 2 weeks has turned it over 10 times. He has 6 fumbles and 4 interceptions in his last 2 games. But that's not fool's gold. But Drake May's fool's gold? No, man, that's hate.
That's hate. Straight up.
It's
that's
hate.
How you gotta
that's what
call
it is.
It is hate. Let's go to Michael in Reading. Michael, what's going on?
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good.
If you talked about this, let me know. I hate to repeat myself. But in 2013, when Mr. Newton went to the Super Bowl and got spanked by Mr. Manning, do you know who the number 1 team that year who had the weakest schedule ranking?
Who?
Go ahead, say it.
I guess Carolina.
Yes, sir. Did you know that?
No, see, I didn't know that, but I'm not surprised because Cerrone done ran down the list and made it clear. He taught us. He was cooking. He put some seasoning on it and told us all, like, this is what it is for the most part.
That's how you get the Super Bowls.
Unbelievable.
That's how you win MVPs. That's how you get the number 1 seed. You need luck, health, and an easy schedule. And if you look at it, thank you for that, caller. The Panthers sucked the year before and sucked the year after. That's what happens. And it's not just the NFL. The reason people don't want to give credit to the Lakers in the bubble is because they sucked the year before the bubble and the year after. And it was easy for them in the bubble because only the 2/3 of the league was there. And then half of those 2/3 team were missing their best players because they had COVID. So everybody wasn't there. Everybody wasn't allowed to play. And you're like, yeah, but look how great it was. It wasn't great, man. It wasn't. You put an asterisk next to it because it was easy. It was too easy. And that's what happened to a lot of Super Bowl teams. The way you get to the top is an easy schedule. And there was nothing more fool's gold than Cam Newton's MVP season because he was trash the very next year.
I love that.
Come on now.
I love that. Let's take one more caller before we go to break. Nick in Plymouth. Nick.
Hey, guys. I don't know if this is a weird take, but I'm really upset that Jamar Chase isn't going to be in this game. There is no team that we've had some really good, strong receivers against. Even the Bills, they're not the best. And when you saw Drake London playing up against Jones, he was not, he was just, his height was just beating him. They knew to put London in that slot. And I'm just fearful because Davis is not playing to that contract.
Appreciate it, Nick. I guess when we get back, Cerrone, we got to touch on that. Have the Patriots defense, have they been tested by a really good wide receiver? We got to talk about that when we get back and more. Plus the Celtics. They took a loss last night. We gotta let's breathe and then we can talk about them. It's Leroy and Cerrone, 985 The Sports Hub.
You're listening to Leroy. Taking your calls, giving hot takes. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Once again, welcome back. The Leroy and Cerrone Show, 98.5 The Sports Hub, 617-779-0985 is the number. Feel free to call in. No nonsense, though. No. We don't want no nonsense. Cerrone, you hanging in there? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Look, just to get real quick.
Yeah.
You know it's like 80 out here right now?
Stop it. Don't do that. That was... All right, I was saying Stephen A. is Rick the model, but I'm gonna start calling Cerrone the model Martell.
The arrogance
with
is
that
in the air,
arrogance.
baby. It's about 80, hanging a little lights, getting little candles going. It's pretty chill. It's pretty chill.
Arrogance.
Except for outside.
That was so smart. Like, he's going around pumping out the perfume or cologne, whatever you want to call it.
One of my favorite heels.
All the while, he always planned to use it to cheat. Arrogance. Which, by the way, if there was really a cologne called Arrogance, I kind of feel like it would sell pretty good.
Oh, I'd buy it. Just to have a bottle sitting on my dresser. A ball of arrogance.
Don't you touch my arrogance. Hey, this is so random. Cerrone, when you do put on cologne, do you do it like wrist and then wrist to wrist, or do you put it in the air and walk through it?
Ooh. Kind of closer to the air. I don't do the wrist thing anymore.
Yeah.
It's more like neck step.
So
left neck, right neck step.
A puff in the mist. Then throw a mist in the air.
Yeah, one in the air and go through it. That's it.
Do you have your hands out like your arms extended and let it just drop on you?
Nah, getting dressed like Voltron. My arms out, just everything just coming together. But nah, like dab step. That's about
Which,
it.
by the way, I did I hear this correct? Isn't there a Voltron movie on the way?
I think somebody was supposed to do it. Yeah,
man, that was my show.
They'll find a way to mess it up.
And I'll form the head. That was my show. Used to watch it every day. Speaking of forming like Voltron, we're waiting for the Celtics to somehow, some way come together like Voltron.
Stay like GoBots right about now.
Oh, dang, so wrong. Nobody, for those that don't know, GoBots were the poor man's Transformers. And
There's no Constructicons there.
They were
like construction workers.
It was like 3 moves to transform them. They were so bad that if you got them as a kid on Christmas, Christmas was ruined.
And everybody had the same like 3 GoBots.
That might have been the first time I said to myself, "Oh, my parents are being cheap." GoBots. And that's who you're saying the Celtics are? They're not like Voltron. They're more like the GoBots.
Yeah, it's GoBots right about
Cerrone,
now.
That was a good one. Last night they lost to the Nets in the NBA Cup. The Nets!
A team who's openly tanking.
And again, George, you got that JB clip?
Which particular JB clip?
After the game.
The post game?
Yeah.
Nice. I got a long cut for you here.
Go ahead. My God.
Here we go.
Come ready to play or don't come at all. That's my whole thing. We gotta come ready to play. We just went through the motions today. Like I don't understand it. It's just overall as a group, we just lacked energy. Tough whistle tonight. I want to be out on the floor for my team, and wasn't able to be out there. And I guess I got to do better in certain spots. But just overall, just a lackluster game from the Celtics.
I want names. Who on a 500 team had the nerve to show up to a game and not give it their all? Who? And If this is indeed happening, and I believe it because JB said so, Cerrone, that's another strike on the coach.
Oh, I'd give you his last strike.
Go ahead.
You watched the fourth quarter of that game?
Yes, sir.
How many times Michael Porter Jr. gonna come off that screen at the top of the key? How many times is Michael Porter Jr. gonna come off that screen at the top of the key without nobody, applying any pressure when he comes free? He did it over and over. They started laughing. And I'm looking at the coach and I look at Porter Jr. and I look back at the coach and I'm like, you gonna adjust that? You gonna take that away? The one guy on the team was actually trying to play basketball, trying to hoop, and he's just gonna let him, an elite shooter from the day he was in college, you're gonna let that man just keep coming free like that? He would come off the screen, go to his left. If nobody was there, he would pull. Come off the screen, go to his left. Cater standing halfway there in no man's land. He'd go around, Euro step him, and one. He'd come off the screen over in the corner. Do it again, no one there, pull up for three. He had like 18 in the fourth quarter. You want to talk about not showing up? Yep, you want to hold your teammates accountable. You're the self-proclaimed best defender on this team. There should have been no screen for you to get. You should have been on him. Take him away, you win the game. There's a screen for, okay, I'm fighting through that. I'm going around that. I'm taking away what you like to do. Don't just stand there palms up. Take him away. Don't let him catch it. How about that? Deny the ball. Play defense. Get physical. But he didn't because he had 5 fouls and was afraid to get fouled out. You got to make adjustments. The team didn't adjust. The coaches didn't make the adjustments. And you played bad basketball the whole game. And you shouldn't have been down to a team trying to lose in the first place. There was a play. I put it on Twitter. Garza got an offensive rebound. He was under the basket. This man turned his back to the basket and kicked it out.
Kicked it out, yep.
I said, you got to be kidding. You're under the basket.
Yeah. It's
and
plays.
Then the brick three after, yeah.
It's plays.
And he right and then threw up a brick.
It's plays like that where I got to be honest. I reach for the remote. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh, you ain't the only one.
I get so ticked off. And overall, just the looks, especially offensively, I'm just like, what is this? What is
Nothing.
this? We got to take a break. When we get back, we got to stay in the Celtics. We got to figure out what in the world is going on. How can they get better if it's possible? We'll do all that next. I'm Leroy. He's Cerrone Battle.
Stay tuned for more. Cerrone on the Sports Hub.
Celtics are a plus with him on the floor. Porter coming backdoor. Gets behind Jaylen Brown. Claxton with a triple-double. And Michael Porter Jr. may just have sealed it. Brooklyn by 12.
That's what I was saying looking at the game last night. I was going, Sunday 5 for Sports Hub. Leroy Irvin, Cerrone battle. We got you here until 5 o'clock, holding it down. Cerrone, I'm just going to flat out ask you. Defense is one thing, but offensively, can you explain to me what the Celtics are doing or trying to do?
The best they can.
It just seems so, and I don't want to say, all right, it seems like playground basketball, but that's kind of an insult. That's why I hesitated in saying it. But and it's not just them. It's across the league. It's around the league. It's so bad, Cerrone, that when I play 2K and you try to play like old school basketball,
you can't. It doesn't let you do it.
You can't do it.
Yeah, it doesn't let you do it. It don't work. Like running a play and giving the ball to somebody in the post, it just looks sloppy and stupid. Like you can't do it.
No one has post moves at all.
None.
So again, I'm asking you, Cerrone, watching Celtics games, you do Celtics post game. Offensively, to you, what are they trying to accomplish?
I don't know. Get open threes. And I get. It's like I figured it out now. I see it now.
Mm-hmm.
The reason they try and get threes because it's the only shot they can get. It's the only thing they can do.
I refuse to believe that. There's got to be other shots that they can get off.
Peyton Pritchard, for as good as he is at ball handling, shooting the ball, getting his own shot. He is a terrible point guard. You see what I'm saying? The difference
in the traditional sense, you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's what they need.
So setting up the play.
He can't set up the offense.
Mm-hmm.
He can't break it down in a way to where I'm breaking this down to get somebody else an easy shot. You mentioned last week, Jaylen Brown bringing the ball up. Other guys bringing the ball up. If a guy's a traditional, a point guard, you a point guard.
Right.
You bring the ball up and there's no questions asked. They get the ball in your hands to set the offense up. They look for you to get everybody else an easy one. And he's not doing that. He's not capable of that. They get the ball in Simon's hands. Simon is a good individual scorer. He's not a distributor. He's not there to get everybody else easy buckets. Sam Hauser, if he got the ball in his hand, he got a dribble, he's useless. I'm sorry. He has nothing outside of the catch and shoot three. He has no game outside of that. Derek White, it's safe to say, as good as he is, his career benefited from Jason Tatum. To get the extra space for him to get a shot off, to get the space for him to drive the lane, you need somebody else out there that's taking the attention away and allows Derek White to go one-on-one. Now, when that guy's not out there, they're all focused on him. And last night, what was he, 2 for 10 or whatever it was? I don't know. He was way off. It's hard for him to get his own bucket. Neemias Queta, he has no post game, no mid-range game. He can't throw a hook with either hand. He runs the floor, and then it's like if you don't get it, he's just out there. And several times.
By the way, Derek White was 2 for 13.
2 for 13. Okay, he was worse. There was plays last night where they would get the stop. They would get the rebound. Garza, Queta are sprinting down the middle of the floor with a 2-3 step lead. Hey, I'm just throw the touchdown. And not a single Celtic guard could see them or make the pass and was reluctant to do it over and over again. Now they're back in half court. It's swing, dribble, drive off the screen, kick it back out. That guy dribble, drives, kick it back out. It looks like watching a bad high school offense that's coached well. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? You see a bad college or high school team, they swinging that ball back around. They're swinging it. Swinging. One guy takes 2 steps in the lane. He kicks it out. They swing. Meanwhile, the shot clock is down to 2 seconds because there's no creativity. There's nothing to it. Whereas a team with a good guard, it can be 20 seconds on the shot clock. He getting that high screen and roll. He's finding open man. Bang, right there. That's a jumper for you. That's a layup for you. That's a lob for you. Or I'm going to take the mid-range pull-up shot. They don't have anybody on that roster that can do that.
It makes you wonder with Jaylen Brown's post-game comments, if part of
cut to the rim, they don't cut to an open spot.
It makes you wonder with Jaylen Brown's post-game comments that, you wonder if some people didn't show up to really play hard. You wonder if it's because they're like, well, why am I going to play hard and run the floor if I'm not going to get the ball?
Not going to get the ball.
Or if you got to wonder if there are players on the team who are saying, what are we doing? What are we doing offensively? What is going on? And are losing interest. Something's going on. It's not us sitting here making something up and hyping it up or anything like that. Obviously, we don't know for sure what's going on, but for Jaylen Brown to say that, then I ask you, and you're not the only one, and everybody who pretty much watches the Celtics play this season, you're asking yourself, what am I looking at? You got to wonder if players are frustrated and wish there was better direction.
And there's no way you could tell me Sam Cassell sitting there.
Oh, my God.
Who played point guard at a high level. At a high level in this league. Back when it was fundamentally sound, the way you played the guard positions. He played with the greatest of greats. He played with the Akeem Olajuwons, won championships. He played with peak prime Kevin Garnett and was there when his 08 team won a championship. He was around a lot of winning and good players in his day. And he's played against the John Stocktons and, the great point guard, Steve Nash and all those, Jason Kidd. He's seen the way the position is supposed to be played and how offense is supposed to be ran.
Mm-hmm.
If a big is running the floor and Sam Cassell's the point guard, guess what's going to happen?
Feed him
layup.
Yep.
Layup. If Jaylen Brown cuts to the basket, layup. Jaylen Brown shouldn't be this far in the season. He got 2 dunks, 2-3 dunks. Man, you can't get layups on the break.
Right.
No one can throw a lob. And nobody can bring the ball up.
And they're last in the league, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but in free throw attempts. And for me, that tells me
you're not getting to the basket.
You're not getting to the basket.
You can't shoot 53s and want free throws. It don't work that way. Like I was watching earlier. I don't know how much he got now. I was watching the master of combining old school and new school basketball, James Harden, early. He had 35 at halftime. I don't know what he got now. He had 27 in the first quarter because he gets to the basket. He can shoot the 3. He draws fouls. He gets to the foul line. He's one of the great scorers in the history of this game. They don't necessarily need James Harden. I trade every guard on the team, James Harden, right now. They need somebody who knows how to break a team down and get easy buckets for himself or for everybody else. He's on the roster named Jason Tatum.
Yeah, he's on the bench and he's hurt.
He's on the bench.
Let's go to Nick in Attleboro. Nick.
Hey, thanks for taking my call, guys. I 100% agree with you guys' takes. I was calling to see, is there anyone that's available in the league right now that is just a pure point scorer that the Celtics could get? Because they have the energy players. They have guys who are going to play solid defense and could cover up for say. I think of a guy many years ago, if you guys remember, a guy named Monta Ellis. Couldn't play a lick of defense, but that guy could score. Not sure if there's anyone in the league right now that they could get because this offense does look really lost right now.
Appreciate it, Nick. We got to take a quick break. Cerrone, when we get back, let's touch on that. Also, because of that call, you might have to consider the draft. And with the draft, that means you got to be paying attention to college basketball. We got to talk about college basketball, too. Plus your entertainment report. I'm Leroy Cerrone. It's 9-5, the Sports Hub.
From the Telfair Type Studios, it's not just the games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group Station. Essential Sports Hub headline, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, the NBA Cup. We had some NBA Cup action last night. The Celtics lost to the Nets 113-105. Jaylen Brown has some choice words. He pretty much is calling the team out. They got to get it together. The Celtics will take on the Magic tomorrow at the Garden. Tip off at 6. Guard Chris Paul announced his plans to retire after this season. Moving on, after dropping 2 games in a row, the Bruins are back on the winning side as they beat the Kings in overtime 2-1. Morgan Geekie scored both goals for the Bruins. He's now tied for the NHL goal lead with 16. College sports, NCAA Division I schools voted to prohibit athletes from betting on pro sports in any sport in which the NCAA sponsors a championship. College football top 25, there are some notable games, including number 7, Oregon, taking on number 15, USC at 3:30. Men's college basketball, BC lost to Davidson 58-49. Brockton's own AJ DeBonsa and number 8, BYU handled number 23, Wisconsin 98-70. Women's college basketball, BC fell to UMass 61-52. Tonight at 8, the National Women's Soccer League Championship is going down between the Washington Spirit and this might be my favorite name in sports right now as far as a team. The Gotham FC. Gotham. New York don't play. Come on now. And of course, Pats Bengals tomorrow at 1. If you thought Joe Burrow was going to be out there, it's not happening. He's out. Your Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the 99 Restaurants. Reunite with friends and family at the Nines the night before Thanksgiving. Enjoy full-size appetizers for just $6.99 and special trivia at the bar from 2 to close. You gotta love the Nines. I'm Leroy Irvin. The Leroy and Cerrone Show will be right back.
To us, Boston pride runs deep. I'm a Bostonian! This is Boston's home for sports.
Bow, bow, bow!
98.5, the Sports Hub. Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's home for sports. 98.5, the Sports Hub.
This is another one, Cerrone. We were cutting up on that school bus, buddy. De La Soul. It's a De La Soul Music Saturday. Why? I'll tell you why. Yesterday, the group released a new album, Cabin in the Sky. Got to show love to them. If you haven't heard the album, I haven't heard it yet. I'm going to go check it out. Make sure you go check it out, okay? 617-779-0985 is the number. We got to talk about the last caller's question, get into some college sports, some college basketball. Shout outs to AJ DeBonsa doing his thing. But first, let's do the entertainment report. All right, George, you know what? I think you could cut the music because I need that Stranger Things thing playing. Stranger Things fans, it's almost time. Just a reminder that season 5 drops this coming Wednesday, the 26th. There will be 8 episodes. The first 4, again, are going to come out Wednesday. Then the final 4 episodes in late December and the season finale, which I love this, Cerrone. It will be available on Netflix and in selected theaters. I'm going to go to the theaters to see that final episode.
Absolutely.
I mean, how can you not?
Stranger Things has been a part of our family. We've grown up with those children.
I know.
In Hawkins. Poor babies. I watched them kids grow and fight through the demonic strongholds in the town.
Okay, Bishop. Don't start preaching.
So we can't wait as a family to sit down and watch Stranger Things for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And we will be in the theater for the 2-hour the theater back on the good time.
Yeah. For
the 2-hour finale. In my opinion, top 5 TV series of all time. Easily.
Wow.
Top 5.
It's up there. It's been excitement every single time. You know, let's move on. But George, before I move on, you might as well put the Stranger Things theme back on because this is strange too. Right here in Boston, an apparent skull has been found in the seaport yesterday morning at a construction site along the pier of the Black Falcon Terminal. The office of the chief medical examiner removed a skull that was enclosed or encased in concrete.
Jimmy Hoffa.
Exactly. Mob work 101.
I'm about to say, isn't that like the 98th one they found over the last 30 years?
My God. Now, I'm wondering, I don't know this stuff, and maybe this is, elementary to some of you, but can they figure out who that person is just off of the skeleton?
It looked like from the pictures, it looked like the whole skull, teeth and all, were right there intact. Concrete that messed around and preserved him. Somebody about to go to jail.
Unbelievable. And finally, George, you might as well hit Stranger Things again because we got some more strange stuff going on. You're going to like this one, Cerrone. Bill Belichick, Jordan Hudson drama continues.
Oh, man.
The word is, check this out, people, is that Belichick's daughter-in-law, Jen Belichick, got into it with Belichick's girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, after UNC's game, November 8th versus Stanford. By the way, UNC won that game 20-15. Apparently, it lasted for almost an hour. Jen took shots at Hudson's fashion choices, her body, and her relationship with Bill. And the craziest part, the strangest part of this all, is that Bill himself was only just a few feet away and watching. Say, this is Cerrone, you are there in North Cackalack.
That's awesome.
What are they saying down there?
Supposedly, she was literally like yelling at her husband, like, man, he want to get you fired.
Oh! What?
And I don't care if you get fired for this. I'm going to say what I got to say.
Yo, how you let somebody cuss you out for almost an hour?
Right there in his face.
And
talking
Bill,
about she basically saying she brainwashing you and all kinds of stuff. She let him have it.
Let me tell you something. If the First Lady, Tina, Cerrone, if your wife was getting cussed out for almost an hour and you were just feet away, I was just feet away and didn't do anything, oh, that relationship is over.
Man, but this goes back. Remember a couple months ago, not even, it might have been a month ago, she put a thing on Instagram of a moving truck. It was a truck, and it was like, here we meet again. That's and people were like, what's a truck? And it was My Three Sons. It's a moving company here in the Raleigh area. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, that's a moving truck. And this was after they got off to a bad start. And it was like, oh, no. They just moving in from one house to another, whatever. That post look a little different now. If she's felt that way to the point she's going to cuss people out for a whole hour to their faces in front of everybody, yeah, she got one foot out the door. She's just waiting on her son to come with her. Her husband to come with her. And yeah, she let her have it, man, for about 40 minutes.
George, if you could hit that Stranger Things.
Talk about her skinny snakeskin boots. Her ugly snakeskin clothes.
I'm starting to believe that's not the real Bill Belichick. There's no way that man, from what we saw here in New England, that's not the same guy. There's no way.
Like, what was that, Harlem Nights? Red Fox? She'd have buried his drawers in the yard.
We got
He's scared to leave.
Got to do a wellness check on Bill Belichick. That's not him.
He's in the sunken place, the upside down world.
Clone something. Stranger Things, man.
And in the meantime, he better figure out this kid, this quarterback at Duke, who I think is going to be the best quarterback in the draft next year's draft. Guys, tied at 7 now, but he's going up and down the field. You lose this game today. This is a rivalry game, Duke UNC. You can't lose this one. You can't lose the state on Thanksgiving. He's going to have more problems than his daughter. So,
wow.
Yeah.
And that's your entertainment report. Poor Tina. All she going to hear in the bathroom is bloop, 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 bloop. That's your entertainment report. George, you might as well hit the Stranger Things music again, because when it comes to the Celtics, man, we try to figure out what they're doing. It's like, what's going on? They're lost. Before we went to break, a caller was saying, hey, is there a potential player out there who can get them some buckets? He mentioned Monte Ellis from back in the day, a player like that. Cerrone, we know the answer is on the bench, and he's injured. But beyond him, do you see anybody that the Celtics could or even should go after to try to help them? They're a 500 team. They could still, it's early in the season. Who could they go after, if anybody?
That's the problem. There's not so many guys in the league that can do what they need. You need a guy that gets attention, that can swing the ball, that can rebound the ball, be tall, can score. You need all those things. No one's giving up those guys. You got LaMelo Ball begging to get out of Charlotte, but you don't want him. You think,
my God, no.
One of the worst defenders in the league. And he's a guy that'll take 25 shots and not care that he's 2 for 25 and keep going.
Not care that they lose. I've never seen him
not care at all. Could not care. He'd be just happy, enjoying living in Boston, making money. He'd be cool with that. And like my guy, Big Game James, had in LA today against Charlotte. He had 55 points in 30 minutes. Big Game James is a hooper. You need a hooper that can get a bucket. That's what you need, but the problem, you have him. He's on the bench. You're going to have to deal with what you can deal with now, be 500 until he comes back. When that one guy comes back, he makes that much difference. That's why he's making $300 million. That's why when we tried to tell y'all he was a top 5 player in the league and y'all fought back, this is the proof. We're like, man, how come everybody sucks all of a sudden? Oh, that's what happens. That's what happens when you remove a top 5 player in his prime who's also 6'10", can rebound, your best rebounder, your best passer, your best scorer, your best guy at reading the defense. You need a bucket late, I can get that bucket for you. Oh, you need a 30-point quarter? I can give you that. You know what I'm saying? You need me to fall back? I can do that too. If you took Jokic off the Denver Nuggets, they would be the worst team in basketball. He's never, ever played with another all-star. Think about it. Jokic has never had an all-star teammate, and they're this good. You take him away, you're going to see what it looks like having a team with no all-stars.
Right.
You take Jason Tatum off this team, they're a 500 team that struggles to score, play good defense because they're coached to be aggressive, and move their feet. But that's all you're going to get out of them until Jason Tatum goes back. You got to hold on and figure out a way, like the Patriots, beat the teams you're supposed to beat.
Right.
And you'll be in a good position.
I do want to pause, though, and we got to give Jaylen Brown some credit. He's been playing phenomenal basketball.
Oh, he's a hooper.
He's proven that he is an all-star, without Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
However, at the same time, I think he would say it would be easier with Jason Tatum. That's just a fact.
And the other guys who aren't on Jaylen Brown's level of physical, it doesn't have the physical traits that he does. It's really hard for those guys to get open buckets. Sam Howes has been struggling all year because he's not getting that extra 6 inch, the extra foot of space on that jumper. Derek White's not getting the separation of space. Neemias Queta is not getting that roll where he's getting dunks over and over again like Luke Cornett and those guys did last year. All because Tatum's not there to dictate the defense. It's in every sport, you need a guy that the defense has to worry about to where they leave other people open. Sacrifice that guy to stop him, and they don't have that right now.
In the madness.
Before we go to break, let's go to Harris in Roxbury. He wants to talk about the Celtics. What's up, Harris?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up?
Cerrone, you brought him up just a second ago, and you said you wouldn't want LaMelo Ball. I kind of disagree with you, only because, if you trade Anthony Simons, who the Celtics don't want anyway, who can't play defense, for LaMelo, who also can't play defense, but is a great passer, it's a win for the Celtics. So that's a guy that you need.
All right, appreciate it. How do you respond to that? Because I'm cracking up.
No, he's an excellent passer. He's in the league because he can pass.
Right.
The problem is he stops being a passer. He won't pass the ball. Last year, I want to say he's never healthy, for one. And he's the worst defender in basketball. But he was on pace of shooting like his shot to pass ratio was something crazy, was up there with Wilt Chamberlain the year he scored 50 a game. He will literally have stretches where he'll take 25, 30 shots without passing the ball. He's an excellent passer, but it's more of a playground dribble, get to the lane, and then 2 seconds on the shot clock, I'm going to pass it to somebody. He'll do that. He's a really good passer, but if somebody can get him and make him a pass-first point guard, he'll be elite, but he's not at that point yet, and he's going to want to come out there and match Brown and Tatum bucket for bucket, and that won't fly. And he stays hurt, unfortunately. He stays hurt.
All right, 617-779-0985 is the number. Call in if you want, if you like. When we get back, Steve Kerr has something to say. Speaking of injured players, there seems to be a lot of injured players in the NBA. We got to get to the bottom of that, too. We'll do that next. 985, the Sports Hub.
More Leroy. local guys, lots of local sports talk. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's home for sports. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
I think across the league, everybody understands now that it's just easier to score if you can beat the opponent down the floor, get out in transition. But when everybody's doing that, the games are much higher paced, faster paced, and then everyone has to cover out to 25 feet because everybody can shoot threes. So we have all the data. Players are running faster and further than ever before. And so we're trying to do the best we can to protect them, but basically have a game every other night, and it's not an easy thing to do.
And you said you've talked to your medical staff, and they're kind of the belief that that's what's led.
They believe that the wear and tear, the speed, the pace, the mileage, it's all factoring into these injuries.
Welcome back to the Leroy and Cerrone Show, 98.5 The Sports Hub. What's up, y'all? De La Soul Music Saturday, right there. That was Steve Kerr talking on behalf of apparently a lot of players who feel as though the speed of the game is part of the issue why there are so many injuries in the NBA. We're going to touch on that, but before we do that, my apologies because something happened about an hour ago and I didn't see it, but we need to pause and say rest in peace to former Celtic Rodney Rogers, who passed away at the age of 54. Cerrone, I remember going to, remember when they had that run, the Celtics, Twan, Paul Pierce, and Rodney Rogers, and we were there. Yeah, we were in the building, and he played a very integral part in that run. I actually believe that the Celtics were going to do work, but they ran into the Nets, Jason Kidd and them boys. But yes, he has passed away, so rest in peace to him. Our thoughts and prayers are with him, his family, and his friends.
The originally part of that Joe Johnson trade, his rookie season. God rest his soul, R.I.P. To Rodney Rogers, and prayers to his family.
Yeah, and again, that happened, I believe, about an hour or so ago. So my apologies.
About an hour and a half. Yeah. Yeah, it's tough for me. He was a good player for the Celtics. Great player in college level. Good professional. Mm-hmm. I mean, he absolutely would thrive today with his game, his size, 3-point shooting. He would be a killer today.
Yep. Think about that. How much it was frowned on back then.
Yeah, for a guy that big to be able to step out and shoot the threes and handle the ball.
Antoine too.
No, I always said Antoine today would be first team All NBA. His game would fit this game so much with his size, his passing ability, his ball handling, the one man show at the top of the key. Antoine would be a legend today. But Rogers was a good player, and I don't know if his career was cut short by the ATV accident, but that's what put him in a tough situation. But yeah, it's tough to hear him go. Cool dude, cool player, and like I said, guy you seen play. Yep. And to find out today was kind of it was a tough one. Feel bad about that. That's again, thoughts and prayers for his family. Mm-hmm. And a week before Thanksgiving, all that comes into it. So
54.
It's a tough one for the Rogers family.
My God. Unfortunately, we have to move on, and we had just heard a clip of Steve Kerr talking about injuries,
complaining.
Oh, okay, that's how you say it. Well, I'll just put it like this: with so many NBA stars sidelined and speaking out about the pace of the game and the schedule, Cerrone, do they have a legitimate gripe? And if so, what real solutions are there?
For one, Steve Kerr has one simple solution: you don't got to run. What are you running for? And two, who told you to go out and sign 40-year-old Al Horford knowing the pace of play was high as it was? Why'd you go get 37-year-old Jimmy Butler? Why are you still holding on to 37-year-old Steph Curry? Why are you still holding on to 35, 36-year-old Draymond Green with a salt and pepper beard? You knew the pace of play, but you went and got a bunch of old guys. And now you complaining, schedule's wearing our guys out. No, they old, man. They should be home. Cooking, getting pies ready for Thanksgiving next week. They should be out there running down the court with these kids. Al Horford's old enough. He's old enough to be their daddies at these guys. And you talk about he out there. They just suck. Yeah, it's that simple. But here's the thing. Oh, the pace is the highest it's ever been. No, it's not. No, it's not, Steve. Let's go. 2025-26 season. You know where they rank in pace? This season. People say it's the fastest pace we've ever seen in the NBA. No, it's the fastest pace since you've been watching the NBA. There have been 15 seasons where the pace has been higher than it is now. You can look, and there's some where it's not even close. You know the fastest pace in basketball? 1974, 77, 76, 78, 75, 74. So 74, 3, 4, 5, they're all in the top 5, 6. 1982, 1979, 85, 84, 80, 83, 82, 86, 88. We watched Showtime. Showtime Lakers was about pace. The 86 Celtics was about pace. The Denver Nuggets in the 80s was about pace. The highest scoring game in NBA history is the Denver Nuggets and the Detroit Pistons in 1984, I believe. The score was 184 to 186, and they shot 3 threes. It means they were running and gunning. They did it in them old shoes in the 70s. They were doing it in Chucks, flying commercial, working part-time jobs, legit plumbers. And today you're like, this is too fast. Well, what is too far? I was told, I don't know about you, Leroy, I was told that these were the fastest, strongest, most athletic players in NBA history. Yep. In 1 month into the season, you got every single superstar out holding their hamstring.
I would love to ask Steve Kerr if that's the case, if he believes in that. Would he be okay if, I don't know, maybe defense came back into the game, maybe hand checking, stuff like
this is what you wanted.
It would slow down the game. And then the other part, Cerrone, I think this is playing a significant part in players getting injured. So I'm going to say this, and this is not to brag or anything like that. I've been working out every day consistently for about the past 2 months, maybe 3 months. I really only see results when I take 3 days off and I get some rest. My point is, could it be that the players are just working out way too much? I'm talking about off season. They're pushing their bodies to the limit, and they're not taking legitimate breaks to let their bodies recover. Could that be the issue? Or could that be part of it?
Yeah, probably. You're probably on to something. They're working on everything but their game. They all trying to look super. They think the LeBron look is how to go. We got to get muscle. Go play basketball. You got to build up a tolerance, endurance. You got to build your endurance up to play the game. You got to condition yourself, your body to play basketball. They don't even practice anymore, Leroy.
That's true. Yeah.
What are you tired from? You play basketball for 30 minutes every 3 days. You shouldn't be worn out. There's kids that play ball every day on concrete that are just fine. You getting special treatment and all these other things, spending $1 million on your body, flying private with the getting the massages on the plane and all this other in the hyperbaric chambers and all this nonsense to get hurt in October. Like what are you doing? You need to get your money back. But they need to work on playing basketball, being physical in the summer. I watched a clip of Dr. J talking about in the summers, they went and played pickup. They was at Rucker and all these other parks of California, played 2, 3, 4, 5 games a day. They just played basketball. All the clips of Michael Jordan playing pickup. He just played ball. He just kept hooping. Magic Johnson put on his own, was the Midsummer's Dream tournament that he had in the summertime where they just got together and play ball.
And let's be clear. Let's make a difference. There's a difference between hooping and working out, hitting the gym, weights, and all that stuff.
They just balling. They're like marathon. How does a guy get good at running a marathon? He runs. He runs. I run the Boston Marathon once a year. You don't go work out one time, go lift weights. No, you run. You make it harder. The marathon's 26 miles, whatever it is, 26.2. I'm going to go run 40 miles today, so the 26 is nothing. You said Larry Bird, before the game, is running around the arena. Jerry Rice running hills, preparing themselves. That way basketball was easy.
You know what else, Cerrone? I've heard this, and maybe this has something to do with it, that we could be seeing a lot of athletes breaking down because they're a part of that generation that only played basketball. They didn't play any other sports.
No other. Their joints, ligaments have no other movement but
exactly.
dribble, shoot. That's why there's no mid-range games. They got no muscle. They don't even know how to do it. Their bodies ain't, because when we were kids, like everybody, I heard J.J. Watt even mention this. You played basketball, you ran track, you played football, you played baseball, hand-eye coordination. Your body was conditioned for certain things, for track, which was speed and endurance, all those other things. But it's like, I'm playing basketball, play AAU basketball. Now, mind you, they're only playing. They're not practicing.
Yep.
It's the reason why I mentioned the Celtics don't have a point guard. There's none in the league. There's nobody practicing to be a point guard. There's nobody playing basketball. I can ISO. Let's go watch somebody 1v1. That's not basketball. It's a whole different sport. Play the game. But as far as the pace, what he was crying about in the schedule, it is only November. You've been playing for a month. There's 15 other seasons where they ran more than you do. The seasons where they're taking more shots. There were seasons in the 90s where they had back-to-back-to-back games during the shortened seasons where they played 3 games in 3 nights. Most of the time on the road. And they played through it. And if guys can play 82 games for the last 40 years of basketball, you should be able to play 82 games today unless you have some kind of severe injury. Man, you go to a game now in November, you don't know who's going to be there.
It's a daggone. And with that being said, and we got to take a quick break, has anyone else noticed these arenas are not full like they used to be? And I think what you just said, part of it is like, well, who's going to play? Oh, they're not playing tonight?
But the funny thing is the ratings are like the highest it's been in 15 years. I don't understand it. But
I don't understand either. But anyways, let's take a quick break. When we get back, hey, y'all get y'all youngins. Go wake them up and tell them to turn us on because we're going to talk the quarter zip movement. It's 985 The Sports Hub.
You're listening to Leroy and Cerrone.
Nike check no more. This that LL Bean quarter zip and a 401k, feel me? Y'all see me. No more Arizonas neither. We drink homebrew out the Stanley to save them pennies. Come find me on LinkedIn, networking the game.
Yeah! It's 98.5 The Sports Hub. I'm Leroy Irvin. He's Cerrone Battle. You know, I try to keep my energy up for the show. And I know you can hear the authenticity and the joy in my voice. But I believe it just went to a whole nother level because Generation Z, Gen Z, you all get a standing ovation. If you haven't heard, it's called the quarter zip movement. Cerrone, if you don't mind, I'm just going to let people know what that is really quick.
Go right ahead.
So the quarter zip movement, and I'm reading off of the internet, is a viral online trend, particularly among young people, that involves adopting the quarter zip sweater as a symbol of maturity, stability, and a more sophisticated business casual style. I love it. It's already getting criticism, Cerrone.
Yep.
People say, we don't want people walking around thinking they're better. I get it on the outside, whatever. But I'm talking about the mindset of trying to be more mature, stable, and sophisticated and business-minded. How can anybody be mad at that? Gen Z, you get a standing ovation. I love it.
Look, as you saying, we're in the same boat. We both have 6 boys between both of us. And I love seeing the young men, change their whole style up and want to be cleaned up. And my sons were literally arguing in the car about who's been rocking the quarter zip longer, who's been more distinguished, and, going to Starbucks, and we don't do that no more. We wear quarter zips and read books. It's funny. It's hilarious, but it's becoming a serious thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I know how people are wondering, what's this got to do with sports or anything like that? It plays a huge role in sports. A lot of the way we look at sports, a lot of it is we always look at the way players carry themselves, their backgrounds, and all these type of things will determine what college they go to, what kind of players they're on college, where they get drafted, image, all those things play a huge role into it. So if you end up with another class of players in the next 2-3 years and they're all quarter zipped and business casual, it changes everything when it comes to how athletes are viewed, the perception of athletes, where guys are drafted, if you want that guy to represent your team or not. All these things play a huge role in it, and it's a big movement that I hope is here to stay.
I hope it stays too. And you know where I hope it makes a connection at, and we talked about this just one break ago. For instance, all that talk about complaining and load management and all this. I hope this quarter zip movement causes future athletes to say, you know what, I'm going to be very business minded. I'm going to work. I'm going to show some maturity. I know that there's somebody in the stands who paid their good, hard-earned money to come see me, and they may not be able to see me again. I'm going to show up and play for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm hoping for. And obviously, I hope it sticks. The mindset sticks. Not so much necessarily you don't have to wear a quarter zip. You know what I mean? But the mindset that it just kind of sticks with everything concerning life, but also, like you just said, in sports, man. I am so proud of Gen Z with this one.
And I think people are just tired of knucklehead athletes.
Yes.
It's just guys just doing whatever they want, even on the college level, doing what they want, getting in trouble, doing all these things because it's culturally cool. And I think if something like this sticks around, it changes everything.
Yeah.
Because we kind of, back in the day, used to get on teams that had quarter zip players.
We sure did.
We hated Duke, everything about Duke, because they have the appearance of, like Carlton for Fresh Prince. And it was like, the reality was them was the craziest dudes in the league. Well, in college was at Duke. Christian Laettner wasn't really with the whole preppy and all. He wasn't like that. He didn't grow up that way.
Right.
But we put that image on them. But I think if you had more teams, more players with that attitude mindset, there's some people, let's just be honest, are turned off by the opposite. So if everybody's out there cleaned up, professional, putting in that work, doing what they're supposed to do on and off the field or the court, it can only help the product and help everything we're seeing, society, everything around it. tired of hearing players and seeing players get caught up in stupid nonsense. And hopefully being a professional becomes the norm again, like it used to be in
Show
sports
some maturity. Business.
Yes, be mature.
For me, again, it's not so much the presentation, even though people are really joking about it, with the quarter zip. That's great.
Yeah.
I get it. That's part of
the attitude.
Everything that's going on. It's the attitude that I really, really like. Let's go to Joe in West Virginia. What's up, Joe?
She's watching you on YouTube, Brother Leroy, Brother Cerrone. You guys are looking good in the neighborhood.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Hey, blessed Thanksgiving to you and George and all the listeners out there. Hey, real quick, because I know we touched on everything from Sugar Daddy Bill to Stephen A. to the C's and the Pats. And I just want to steal one of your lines, Leroy. I just wanted to give flowers to Cerrone. I'm telling you, he reminds me somewhat of Damian Woody on, like the Get Up in the Morning. He's that one guy that tells you what he knows. He doesn't try to tell you things that he doesn't know about or whatever. And I do appreciate the way you bring the deliveries around. Take care, guys.
Thank you.
Which, by the way, Cerrone, I'm going to say this, and I might get in trouble for it. Oh, God. I just opened my mouth.
Man. Go ahead.
The fact that Cerrone don't have a spot here in Boston doesn't make sense to me. That's all I'm going to say. It doesn't make any sense. But again, you're remaining professional. You're showing maturity.
I wear my quarter zip.
You wear your quarter zip. This is what we're talking about, man.
You know what? I'm going to be on Monday and Tuesday with the big man. I'm on with Felger Monday and Tuesday.
You going to wear a quarter zip, ain't
I'm going
you?
to wear my quarter zip,
Oh, my
man.
goodness.
I might wear quarter zip with a tie underneath the piece. Look like a college coach that win all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Coming with that look.
Never shows that he sweat. Man, I
None.
used to love that about Phil Jackson. They could be down by 30. He's sitting over there with his legs crossed. Like, y'all going to figure it out?
I'm glad you said that. I know this got nothing to do with it. I just want to throw this in real quick. Yo, I think coaches need to go back to the quarter zip. I think coaches need to go back to wearing suits, being clean, and looking professional. I was watching an old NBA game the other day, and them coaches were clean as a board. I said, yes, that's what I want to see. Missoula in a suit.
Yep.
With his hand up, with that one hand with the cufflink showing, with his just
he could come out with his own line, the Missoula line.
Ooh,
The
it
Zula.
sounds good.
You got the Zula.
I want to see him cleaned up.
We got to take a quick break. Well, when we get back, the players call, and plus I see a few more people have called in, and with us, with Leroy and Cerrone, we try to get everybody on. So we'll attempt doing that. I'm Leroy Irvin. He's Cerrone Battle. It's 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Stay tuned for more.
Taking your calls, giving hot takes. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
All right, welcome back. 98.5 The Sports Hub, Leroy and Cerrone show. Thank you guys for tuning in. We only got about 7 minutes left before we get on up out of here. Before we do the players call, let's go to the phone lines because we have people waiting to talk. Brian in Taunton, what's up?
Leroy.
What's up, Brian? What's going on?
Hey, how do you think Buffalo's feeling about getting rid of Matt Collins?
Uh-oh.
Good point.
That's it. That is a very good point. And they definitely need some help over there with Buffalo. But guess what? We're Patriot fans, so I couldn't care less about the Buffalo Bills. Their loss. How do you feel about Matt Collins, man?
I think he's one of the talked to Alex last week about. I think he's one of the biggest signings in the offseason. I think he is not statistically going to show up, but I think the person, his personality, all those things, is the kind of guy you see when there's that DVD at the end of the season after you win championships.
Right.
He's the kind of guy that people kind of becomes the fan favorite at the duck boats.
Yep. You start.
He's that guy. I can see him on Bolson Street with no shoes on, walking alongside the. He'll be. If they do win this, he'll be one of the fan favorites that you remember that stands out.
You start the Blu-ray with a slow motion pan to his bare feet walking on the grass.
Yep.
And then pan up. You know, they built it from the ground up. They started.
Good guy to have in your locker room.
Yeah. The foundation. That'd be dope. Anyways, let's go to Tyrone in Brockton. Tyrone.
Hi, good evening. How you doing, gentlemen?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
All right. Anyone knows that Rodney Rogers was on that dream team, the first dream team with the rookies, I mean, with the college players playing against the rookies. I mean, the All-Stars, Bird and everything. And you know who he got it?
Who?
Larry Bird.
Uh-oh. And who gave who the business?
He gave him the first game. Remember, they beat them in the first game.
That is right. Yep.
And Bird came back the next day and told him, right here, I'm going to shoot a jumper on you. And he did.
Thanks, Tyrone. And rest in peace to Rodney Rogers. If you didn't hear, he passed away at the age of 54. So rest in peace, Rodney Rogers. We got about 4 minutes, so let's do the players call.
Y'all want to hear my player call? I think, do you want to hear the player call?
All right, this is the time when we take time to show love to someone who's done something phenomenal in sports or in our everyday lives. George, I need it just a little bit more. I got to feel it. See that? Once my shoulder starts moving, that means it's legit. George, who you got?
All right, to lead it off, I want to shout out my players call to Isaiah Thomas, the Boston one. He was just awarded a Basketball Legacy Award by the Sports Museum. He's one of the most impactful Boston athletes in the shortest amount of time. He only spent 3 seasons over
Why
here.
you say shortest amount of time?
No pun intended. No pun intended. My vertically challenged Isaiah Thomas. The window for returning from the winning team from the Big Three era bridged us to where we are today. So I just wanted to shout out Isaiah Thomas. God bless you.
Beautiful.
I know he's in town. Shout out to Isaiah Thomas, baby.
That's right. Cerrone, who you got?
I switched it up. I am gonna give mine to Rodney Rogers. Kind of celebrate the things he's done. Everybody knows in I believe it was 2008 he had the accident with the ATV in Durham, not too far from where I'm currently at now. But he established the Rodney Rogers Foundation, where he encouraged individuals live with spinal cord injuries and use his platform to promote resilience and personal growth. Known as the Durham Bull here, he leaves behind his son Rodney Rogers II, his daughter Radea, who also she played at NC State. His son played at Georgia Tech, and his other daughter played at. She's the head coach at Georgia State's women's basketball team, assistant coach, and his wife Faye. So just shout out again, much love to the Rogers family, and hopefully his foundation continues to encourage people and help people out who are dealing with spinal injuries across this country. Is more than we probably realize, and stuff like this is needed. So much love to the Rogers family, and again, our condolences to losing Rogers.
Rest in peace. I have 2. Number 1, I'm going to go with you, Cerrone. Every week, we get phone calls. Every week we get messages. And you know what? I do my part. I do what I do. But Cerrone, the people know what you bring to the table. And I'm going to say it right now. Once again, how this man does not have a spot somewhere in Boston sports media makes no sense. However, Cerrone, you keep doing what you're doing. Phenomenal work. And my second player's call goes out too. This one's breaking my heart. Let me get myself together. This one goes out to Lincoln Sudbury football. It was good while it lasted, but we lost to Winchester last week in the playoffs. But you get my players call because you put forth a great fight all season long. To the coaches, to the players, to the parents, to the fans at Lincoln Sudbury, you get my players call. And to be fair, Winchester, you did your thing. Much success to you. And that's that. All right. We are done. It's been fun. Are we back next week?
That is correct.
Okay, so we're back next week. Now, if you like